Well, the first time you played Anderson, you led 42-40 at the half. Second half, pretty much a disaster in that game. Stanley,
good halftime speech.
Stanley Duncan had 32 for Anderson. You kept him in check this time, except at the free throw line. He was perfect, and so were they.
It was an incredible game, but rarely do you see two teams shoot the free throws the way we did in this game. One free throw missed out of 43 free throw attempts is incredible. We recognized how they were playing a couple plays, so we early on, when you're able to script it, when you're able to be a football coach and script it early on, they went to as planned.
And you have scripted early the little backdoor cut the last several games. It happened against Hanover, happened against Anderson. That was a serious. That's a good block for a 6-footer.
That's your conference leader in block shots, and it's exciting to see how Kyle has developed and gotten much more comfortable in how we play, and he just gives so much, gives us so much offensively. But defensively is where once we got I was confused about what was that contraption up in the right-hand corner when that shot goes. What is that thing over there?
You guys, I don't know.
That's the gun. That's our shooting machine.
Oh, the shooting machine. Yeah. You guys got up 13 points in this game, and quickly though, the Nathaniel Acree.
One of the most unique
his
shots.
Jack Sikma shot from the late 70s, early 80s.
One of the most unique jump shots you'll ever see, and
tough to block.
Tough to block, and so when we both shoot to the left hand with the good drive.
Right paw goes southpaw.
That's right.
Again, you guys attacked the basket. You had open threes. Kyle Gullett, the passing.
Nice pass.
You know, the passing. I've noticed in games you've won, the assists are higher.
Right.
We'll talk about Hanover.
In games we lose, we dribble and it sticks in our hands.
And a couple of times in this game, and you won't see it, but it did happen. You'd say, you're not moving. You've got to move. And the ball movement was pretty good in the first half. You jump out to a 13-point lead. However, you would get into some foul trouble with the guards. And I spoke to your father at halftime, and I said, well, that was the turning point of the game because you had Theobald and you had Alex Jones with 2 fouls, and then when they came back in, you reestablished the lead again.
Right. And we didn't think that we could stay. We didn't think we could keep them both out for the extended amount of time. But, you know, the Alex's his second foul was one. You can't blame him. He was trying to be aggressive offensively, and the kid did a nice job of sliding over and taking the charge to pick it up. So,
I'll let you say that.
I mean, no.
I saw the video.
No, you didn't. You don't even watch the video. I do these clips.
Yeah, you do, actually.
Yeah, no, that's not true. I appreciate the fact that you stay up so late getting these ready for us today.
Oh, goodness. But Anderson, to their credit, again, you got up 13 first half, 7 or 8 in the second half, and they chipped away. Gullett is improving. I like the crab dribble.
Yes.
Go back to the old Nate Valentine coach's tip.
When he goes off 2 feet, he is very, very effective. Like inside, when he gets in there, I mean, he's shooting 80%. Cooper Theobald is 20 for 28 in the last 2 games.
Isn't that something? This game
that's one of those where we love once he gets underneath the basket
like this.
You love for
how
him.
Does he hit that shot? Is what I want to know.
We practice that all the time. That's coaching. I mean, come on, give me some credit. Why are you being so negative today?
I'll tell you why.
Because that's a good block. I'll tell you why. Rob is one of those guys that's given us a lot of defensive effort as well. But Anderson came into this game tied for. I agree with him on that one. Well, is that the one you were talking about?
A lot of them, I got to be honest. You can't say it, I can. This game, now we took the cutaway shot of the Anderson coach, and I know you speak to officials, all coaches do, and sometimes you need to give them a reminder and say, hey, look for this, because the calls did kind of go back and forth on both sides. Both shoot. I love it when he hits a three because now he starts getting pumped.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That's right.
And then, of course, unfortunately, the guy immediately scores right afterwards. But
was that the same? Was that the play right after?
Right, pretty much.
Daggone it.
Spencer McKinney hits a big three, and it was literally, in this game, it was back and forth the whole second half pretty much. Alex Jones gets the drive. He did not have one of his better games against Anderson, only had 6 points. I love this because you get to sit there and strategize with him. Great. He might be the best passing scorer I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, and he's leading the conference in assists. He's our leading shot guy. What we saw on video, a lot of times the guys that started helping would turn their head and get. That's a tough shot.
Yeah, Anderson hit, Lucas Kidd, he had 34 minutes, 25 points.
I'm going to DVR that one. I'm going to slow that one down.
Another great pass. I don't know where, he's like a chameleon. He can see 360 degrees around. And Anderson, again, a backdoor cut, a block. And on this, Cooper Theobald didn't think he stepped out of bounds. That was a huge play because then you get the Lucas backdoor cut again. And that gave them the lead. They hit 2 free throws, 6 seconds to go, or under a minute.
Yeah.
And here's one of the plays that it just something didn't work right.
Yeah, we were coming up to set the screen, and then as Kyle was slipping, I guess the guy that was guarding him felt like he was going to go ahead and set the screen, so they started slamming him and get up on him, and he couldn't slip. And then once he got the slip. Didn't get the slip, it became apparent. This was a good out-of-bounds play. Yeah, it was. Down 3, you go for the tie. Schmitz got it in focus. He's got it on target, just a little bit off. And the final score, Transy, a tough one at home, 87-84. Largest lead, 13. For Anderson, it was 6. A game that did go back and forth. Points off turnovers. They did have 16 points off of turnovers. When you look at some of the individuals for this ball game, Theobald just does what he does, and it's just ridiculous. Bo Shu, 7 rebounds, 9.7 rebounds off the bench. That's always a good sign. Yeah, and we were a little concerned about whether he was going to get to play or not because he had taken a little hit to the knee, but it was more of I think a scare than actual injury. So we've got to get our turnovers down. We've got a couple games where we've had more turnovers than the other team, but great free throw shooting. I don't think I've ever seen a game with such even stats. Right, that's really, really good. But 3-point shooting is something I think, especially the teams that are at the top. And we just played a team that's number 1 in the conference, and a bunch of juniors and seniors, and they're doing a nice job of taking away, or they're not taking away our threes. They're making the threes harder. Yeah. And then we got to do a better job on the offensive glass if we're struggling a little bit from 3. When we come back, we'll take a look at the Hanover game, another game that went down to the wire next.